Welcome to the Couch Convo with Coach Karla TV show, where current events and mental health converge. I am your host, Karla Lewis, and I'm glad, it's good to be back. I'm glad to be back. We took a break, well, not a break, but I wasn't here last week because I was traveling. And so that's going to be a part of the What's Coach Karla Been Up To segment. What have I been up to? What haven't I been up to? Thank you for joining us on tonight. As always, I have, this past weekend, Labor Day weekend, I had a chance to participate in the Atlanta Black Theater Festival with the Memphis Black Arts Alliance. The Memphis Black Arts Alliance headlined the Atlanta Black Theater Festival Saturday night in Atlanta, and it was a spectacular show of Black theater, singing, dance, and of all ages. And so I really enjoyed working with this particular group of people. We worked with dance director Stephen Prince Tate, as well as Quentin Rayford, who is the director of music at Overton now, and worked as well as Laurinette Williams, director at the Memphis Black Arts Alliance. And so it was just a really good experience. Now for me, this was my first time doing, I would say, like real dance. Along with singing. Of course, I've sung on stages before and I have a lot of singing experience, but this was different. And I had a chance to perform This Is Me from The Greatest Showman on Earth, that particular movie. And I really liked it because the song is really about taking up for yourself and not allowing people to minimize who you are. Valuing yourself and giving what you have to the world and not allowing anybody to stop that. And so for me as a therapist, for those who don't know, I've been a therapist for the past 20 years. And it really is an embodiment of what I do every day in terms of encouraging people and helping people be self-actualized and walk in their purpose and be confident and love themselves and have self-esteem. So I really liked the fact that I had a chance to do that particular song. I also love doing I'm a Woman. Okay, that's not on key at all. But in that particular song, there's 4 women, and like I'm the second woman, and I talk about we can rub and scrub this whole house till it's shining like a dime. Da 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 da. So you got some movement, and you get a chance to feel some synergy with the other ladies on the stage, and then there's this big moment where we do harmony. And it was a really good experience. And I like the fact that the audience joined in singing with us. We did on Broadway. That was how we started off the show. We also did songs from Waiting for Life. Well, Waiting for Life was one of the songs. Rain. That's a popular theater piece that I'm not as familiar with, but people knew the words out in the audience, so they just joined in. So it was a really good experience, and had a chance to stop by Papa Do's while we were there, and we stopped by Buc-ee's. For those who don't know, Buc-ee's is like this, I'm gonna call it a glorified gas station or upscale gas station, but they have like specialty items, t-shirts, maybe like a small scale Walmart somewhere in between there, but it's kind of fun because you get a chance to take a picture with Bucky the Beaver and just a lot of different items in there that you might not be able to find at home. So that's one of the big things that I've done or been doing for the past couple of months. We had practices like 4 or 5 days out of the week. And I think my voice, you probably can tell from my voice that I'm still recovering. But some of the other things that I've been up to, I also had a chance to attend a marketing class, which was taught by Shaniqua Foster. It was last night, And I met her when I did some facilitating, or I was on a panel with Bluff City Magazine back in March. But if you check her out on social media, she's very active and knows a lot about marketing and social media. I just find her to be very informative, and I like following her, so she's got some good stuff. But interestingly, she may join me as I facilitate this Saturday. I'm going to be doing a class called Serving Social Media Presence, and I'm presenting it to the American Christian Fiction Writers Association, and that's going to be at the Collierville Library at 10 o'clock in the morning, and that is for that particular organization, but we may have enough room to accommodate other people as they come in, and it's free. All right, so I'm looking forward to that, and really excited about sharing my journey on social media, which I've been doing for the past 4 years, and talking to people about, the best way to present themselves out there in social media to everyone. Also, I wanted to mention that our next guest next week, September 12th, is Tamara Alexander from Flavor Flames. That is her business, and we're going to be talking to her about her role within her company as well as her success. So I'm really excited about Tamara. Hey, Tamara. And then on September 26th, we're going to have Dr. Andrea Curry. She is an author. She does cancer research, and she also edits dissertations. I think the number that she posted online, I think she edited like 500 dissertations or helped 500 people get their doctorate. I'm not saying it right, but I just wanted it known that it's in the hundreds. I think that's phenomenal, and I like following her on social media. She's very bubbly, and so I can't wait to have her on the couch. Also, looking forward to modeling September 22nd for the Wait Is Over fashion show. The Wait Is Over fashion show, I believe it's going to be at 3 or 3:30. That's on a Sunday. Tickets are $50. Go to the Wait Is Over fashion show website to get your ticket and use code Karla. Use code Karla. Hope to see you there. Now, this is an event, I think this is going to be the 10th year that it's been done, and it's just always fun. The models are all social media influencers or entrepreneurs from this region, and there will be some male models as well, and Big Sexy is going to be there, so it will be exciting, and that's going to be held at the Palace. So hopefully you'll get a chance to come and see me. That's a pageant way, but hopefully you get a chance to come and see me model, so I'm looking forward to that. And this is a curvy fashion show. It is a fashion show featuring curvy women. I'm curvy. Did you notice that? Yeah, I thought you did. Okay, so I wanted to, well, of course, one of the things that we know that happened just yesterday, there was a shooting at a Georgia school. And so just wanted to touch on that a little bit, and really wanted to ask the audience how you all are feeling about that. I was upset when I heard about it, and of course this is at this point one of hundreds of shootings that we've had in our country. What are your thoughts about what it's going to take to change for our kids? We really don't want our kids to be afraid to go to school. That was something that I never had to worry about when I was in school, was whether or not someone was going to come into my classroom or even on the school playground and start shooting. I mean, we could just play outside on the trees with the kids and, be in class free and not have to worry about locking, doors and those kinds of things. And so it's really, it's just not a good thing that that's happening right now. You can email me at coachkarlalewis@gmail.com to share your thoughts, or you can call in to 244-6874, 244-6874 to share your thoughts. What is it going to take for us to end school shootings for our kids? Also, Chuckles is closing. I was really sad to hear about that. They've been in business for at least 10 years and they've had the top comedians to come into our community. And it is actually like right down the street from me. I remember a time when I lived in Cordova and there was like nothing to do. And actually, then people, they ain't gonna believe it. That's fine. I don't care no more, whatever. But one of my prayers was that, that God would bring things out that way to Cordova so that there would be things to do. And so that was one, I feel like, anyway, that was one of those things. And it was a place where you could go and have a good time, be safe. It wasn't far. Like I didn't have to drive 30 minutes to get there. And then they had like food and drinks and all that kind of good stuff. But you could just meet your friends there and have a good time. So I'm going to miss that. And they also had like, they would have talent shows and let audience members come up on the stage. And then they also had open mic, well, same thing, open mic night, and allow people to do their comedy. So we're going to miss that particular establishment. And, one of the things that struck me was basically from what the owner shared is that it happened because he had a health emergency. And I think that he was in the hospital for a couple of weeks, and then that led to like a $400,000 hospital bill. So it's just really sad to hear things like that. I wish that healthcare were more affordable in our country, like it is in some other countries. Healthcare is free in some other countries, and our country is rich enough to do that. And it's just really unfortunate that health issues cause a lot of turmoil. It's turmoil to me, child, when you got to close up your business. And then that affects the whole entire community. I mean, that I only know of one other comedy spot, the Comedy Joint. And then, if I'm not mistaken, something may have happened to that as well. I'll check on that. But we honestly need to be coming up with solutions and bringing those to our leaders, politicians, becoming more involved. And honestly, you don't even have to leave your house to do that. You can shoot an email with your ideas to the leaders in your community. But just wanted to put that out there. And also be in prayer for the owner. I wish I remember his name, but be in prayer for the owner and be in prayer for the community. And also wanted to say that, we talk about grief, but we also can grieve the loss of institutions like that and experience the feelings of grief. Shock, denial, anger, even, and sadness. Now, when I talk about that, not just that one business, but actually there have been a lot of businesses that have closed in our city. And even as I think about the Cordova area, we had a Stein Mart and then several other businesses that have closed right there in that 2-mile radius. And so it can just be shocking to see your community change in that way. But then some other stores have opened up as well. Y'all got a Five Below now. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but it's I know that a lot of people like shopping there. Also, have y'all seen the Yeah challenge? Have you seen the Yeah? Listen, I love Lisa Page Brooks. Lisa Page Brooks is one of my top 5 favorite artists, okay? She was a part of a group. I think their name was Witness, and it was like 4 ladies, but then she did her solo career, and she's been doing that for a while. But I believe she's working on an album, and they were practicing apparently at church or somewhere, and she was just vibing in the spirit. And the choir has this part, yeah. And then it's people are really getting into the challenge. She's yeah, whatever. But it's really low. And so check it out. Tell me what y'all think about that. And then I want to know, are you going to do it? Are you going to do the yeah challenge that has been put out there by Lisa Page Brooks, or that has become viral by Lisa Page Brooks? Again, one of my favorite artists, very anointed. She has a very unique voice quality. There's nobody else in the industry that sounds like her. So yeah. And I might join in if y'all say y'all really want to hear me do it. I was gonna do it, but my voice is like, y'all hear that. But anyway, yeah, I need that medicine ball from Starbucks. So we're gonna check that out. Wanted to mention, do you, so the dating scene is really hard. People say it's hard out here. Hard out here for, okay. So with that in mind, just think about the fact that you may be experiencing dating fatigue. And so just meaning that you're not really with it right now, you're tired of it. It can make you tired. It can make you fatigued. Think about taking a break. People, it's interesting to me that people just talk about just giving up on dating, period. But just think about just taking a break from it, especially if you're on dating apps or, communicating with potentials. I like that word, potentials on social media, checking the DMs and all that good stuff. Think about taking a break. You can take a break for a week or a month or whatever it is that you need, but don't give up on dating if you want to have true love or find a true love or whatever. Y'all got some other purposes for dating that ain't for me. So that's how I'm saying it. But what y'all call it? Y'all call it fun? Nah, okay. All right, it's not really fun for me. I want to date with purpose. And so that means searching for a lifelong partner, not just having fun. That ain't fun to me if we hang out for 2 or 3 months and then you gone and No, I ain't with that. I ain't made like that. She ain't made like that. All right, yeah. So let me know. Do you feel like you're experiencing dating fatigue? And that's men, women, doesn't matter who you are. Do you think you could just benefit from taking a break? All right. I also wanted to get in, I wanted people to be able to talk to me about what therapy is like. I think people are intimidated because they really don't understand what therapy is. And also because they get the wrong ideas about therapy from TV shows. I was watching, there was a rerun on, or actually it was on social media, but it was a rerun of A Different World. And A Different World, and then there was also Hanging with Mr. Cooper. And the things that were being said about therapy, and that's been 20 years ago, but the things that were being said about therapy were awful, and it was just highly stigmatizing. And so it helps me understand where the negative thoughts and the stigma comes from about therapy. But we have to be really careful about watching TV, and then this is my view of what this profession is. I mean, because that ain't it. The things that they were saying and talking about, that just isn't it. So I wanted to talk about how, sessions can be different. My sessions with clients or any therapist can be different based on what that client is looking for. Some people just want to come in and vent, and that can be fine. And when I say that, some of your sessions may be just venting and processing, but then some of your other sessions might be, well, this time we're being more solution focused, coming up with solutions for your problems. Most people, well, a lot of people definitely want to gain coping skills in therapy. Sometimes people don't, but hopefully you are gaining coping skills in therapy. Some sessions can be about analyzing the past, looking at past behavior, past thoughts, past experiences, and being able to process and talk about those. And then, of course, therapy can always be a combination of any of those. So I just kind of want to give you an idea of what therapy can be like in the way that I described it. But another thing that I want to make sure that I say is that therapy is, all of us need praise. Like, atta girl, good job. That's not how I say it in session. I'm just being funny. But all of us need praise and encouragement. You know, you did that, girl. You know, listen, if I have a client and I've been working with them for 2 years, girl, you know you did that. And, you know, I have that rapport with them so I can say it like that. And that's one of the best things that I enjoy about being a therapist, is being able to encourage people in their journey, whether they're looking for a job or they had some challenges at work or they needed to address a family issue and we came up with a plan and the plan worked. Hey, high five. Even in virtual therapy, you can do a high five. And then also, as I say that, virtual therapy, some people have a problem with it who've never tried it. I actually feel like virtual therapy can be more intimate than in person. And that may sound funny, but when all that I offer right now is virtual therapy, aside from the a youth program that I'm working with. But it's time efficient in terms of people being able to meet without driving to a place. Of course, you save gas money, child. We need to save money all that we can these days. And I get a chance to see into the person's home. You know, a lot of times they're in their bedroom or maybe even their office space. So I get a chance to see how they decorate. I get a chance to see their pet, you know. And so it is a different vibe in that way. And I like it. I like it. So, you know, and of course I've done in-person therapy, so I have the ability to compare them. And I think another thing is that people assume that in virtual therapy that I don't see that person and their body language, but you can see all of that depending on how you set your cell phone or your laptop up. I can see the person, a lot of times I can see them from the hip up, or depending on how they have their laptop set up, I can see feet, legs, everything. So if that's one of your concerns, you can kind of let that go, because we can see all of that, just depending on how you set up your equipment. And just as I was talking about encouragement that people get in therapy, I want to encourage all of you, because this is something that people do, to stop minimizing who you are and what you do. You know, I know everybody gets down on themselves from time to time, and maybe because we feel like we were overlooked for a position, or maybe we just don't feel effective in the position that we're in, but you are judging yourself too harshly because you are a high achiever. High achievers, you got to be careful, because, you know, you really can work yourself into sadness and then on down into depression because you don't spend enough time building yourself up. The world does enough of pulling us down and making us feel bad about who we are, what we look like. So you have to pour in just as much positive to counter the negative that the world has gotten in there. And so make sure that you're doing things to maximize who you are and what you do, so that you can get the best out of life, the best out of yourself. I mean, we understand putting good gas in a car. We understand putting the right food into our body, and so that we get, you know, better output. But when it comes to words, this seems to be something that we struggle with, believing that it makes a difference, and it makes a big difference. And if you Don't create your own story. Somebody else is creating it for you. So be really mindful about how you speak to yourself and making sure you encourage yourself along the way. All right. So we talked about data fatigue. We talked about what therapy is really like. We talked about maximizing who you are and the Georgia school shooting, as well as Chuckle's closing. I had mentioned talking about my music career, but I think we're going to run out of time, which I did have a chance to mention that earlier, but I just did with the Memphis Black Arts Alliance at the Atlanta Black Theater Festival. And I'm sitting here like, can y'all check out some video from that? I'll see what I can do as far as getting that information to you all. But again, this Saturday, I will be teaching a class, serving social media presence at the Collierville Library Saturday morning at 10 a.m. And so you're welcome to join us. I am teaching that for the American Christian Fiction Writers Association. Make sure that you follow me. Check out my website, Couch Convo with Coach Karla. Follow me on social media, Coach Karla on Facebook, Coach Karla Lewis on Instagram, and I'm also on TikTok. Make sure you check out past shows and get with me about being a guest. I've got a rare opening on the 19th of this month. So get with me if you'd like to be a special guest. You can email me at coachkarlalewis@gmail.com. And as always, thank you so much for joining me on the couch. Come on back to the couch on Thursday nights live, 7 p.m. on Facebook as well as YouTube. And then we air on Xfinity Channel 17 on Fridays at 7 p.m. Keep coming back to the couch. Good night.
Can you actually imagine hosting your next event at the all-new SVP Banquet and Event Center? Yes, spacious, beautiful venue with plenty of parking, located in the heart of East Memphis. Let us host your next intimate birthday gathering, family repast, bachelorette party, wedding and reception, baby shower, corporate meeting, social club event. Call us today. Don't wait. 901-244-6874. The all-new SVP Banquet and Event Center.
Hey folks, it's Issa Haddad here. I got some good news and a special invitation for you to come see me here at Sunrise, Collierville. Come on down, check out my inventory with new, pre-owned, and certified vehicles